What ultimately is missing in Dallas, and who gets the biggest slice of blame pie here, Ryan Wilson? This has not been 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. They've had good regular seasons, and they've come up short. They have not made a deep run to the playoffs in a long time. Dak has, one playoff win in his career. Mike McCarthy, it didn't get that. Last year was kind of a weird year. He lost his quarterback. But what's missing in Dallas, and who gets the biggest slice of blame pie?
It starts with Mike McCarthy. Jerry Jones brought him in 2 years ago to fix this thing. Mike McCarthy taking a year off after Aaron Rodgers basically ran him out of town in Green Bay. And look, it has not gone well. Now, we can also blame Kellen Moore, who's a hot head coaching candidate as we sit here. Dan Quinn comes out of this looking okay. His defense got some turnovers, but I think Mike McCarthy's the guy. And I'm not convinced that Mike McCarthy has changed as a head coach. He feels like the same guy he was in Green Bay at the end there when things weren't going well. He did a good job this year, for sure. The team won 12 football games. So if you're asking me, hey, who you want to take in a trivia contest about football, Mike McCarthy or Kyle Shanahan, that's a no-brainer. I'm taking Kyle Shanahan every day of the week. And Kyle Shanahan's a guy who struggled during the points of the season because of his quarterback play. So I do wonder what Jerry Jones is going to do here. I do wonder if we're going to see a return to the Wade Phillips versus Jason Garrett situation with this Kellen Moore / Dan Quinn situation in terms of them getting jobs and what that might mean for Mike McCarthy. But right now, I would imagine Mike McCarthy doesn't feel great driving home, wondering what his future holds in Dallas.
No, he can't possibly feel great. If there's a move that's going to be made in Dallas, it's going to be I believe it when I see it. But all that said, what does Dallas need to focus on in the offseason? I talked about it. It's the discipline. We saw it last year in the playoffs with the Kansas City Chiefs. They were one of the most undisciplined teams throughout the year, and it caught up with them in the Super Bowl. Nobody talked about it because it was the tackles and the pass rush on Patrick Mahomes. They also continued with their penalty issues. They have been a more disciplined team this year. With the Dallas Cowboys, a very undisciplined team, day in, day out, week in, week out of this NFL season. Not at all surprised that there was a Randy Gregory penalty there at the end that really should have ended the game. Of course, they got another opportunity there at the end with the slide and everything that we've talked about. But not at all surprised that this marred their playoff game. If it wasn't going to be this week, if they eked out a win, if they got a Hail Mary, it was going to get them next week. You don't figure those things out. The most undisciplined team in the NFL, I'd love to look this up. One of our great researchers can, but I am certain of this. In 56 years, the most undisciplined team in the NFL has never won the Super Bowl. It was not going to happen. I'm certain they've never even really gotten to the Super Bowl. So that's the issue that you had with the Dallas Cowboys.
The only exception might be the 70s Raiders were always the most penalized team, but it wasn't undisciplined penalties.
Right.
They used to take penalties like they would tell their offensive line, you hold every play and make them call it at least once. So they would almost sort of sign for that. And that's not the same as undisciplined. I get what you're saying.
Right.
The undisciplined teams definitely don't win. And I'm with you today. As much as we always give the quarterback, it's too much credit, too much blame. Today, to me, Dallas was not well coached today because they were not disciplined today. 14 penalties, and I can't remember one that I was like, oh, that's chippy, or they were all legit. They earned them all.
Let's not forget the delay of game after the special teams played, the fake punt, and there was whatever the Cowboys were trying to do that wound up earning them a delay of game, a legitimate delay of game, when they had gotten the first down. It didn't make any sense at all. We're going to overlook that because of the quarterback draw with 14 seconds left and no timeouts, but that was a very smooth brain play.
There are 10 different plays that are always going to get overlooked in a game like this because it was so wild, and it was going to depend on who won or lost to Trent Williams, offsides, that kind of thing. All right.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.